Hello, dear students. How are you all? Thank you for all your feedbacks. Thank you for all your doubts. Thank you for calling me. That does tell me that you are reading, you are doing the chapter of evolution with me. For all the students who have not yet started, come on, start. Okay, let us finish this chapter together. I'm sure you're going to understand it very nicely with all flowcharts, with all concepts. All right. So today we are going to deal with one more thing which is going to give us an evidence of evolution. हमको proof चाहिए कि evolution हुआ है. There is one more thing which we are going to deal today, which is going to give us the proof that evolution has happened. Okay, it is going to give us an evidence. So the next evidence after the paleontological and the embryological one today that we are going to deal is the anatomical and morphological evidence. Anatomical and morphological proof. Now the word anatomy itself will tell you what is human anatomy. हमारे body का अंदर का skeletal structure means anatomy is the internal structure, all right, whereas morphology is the external appearance. How we appear externally is called morphological features. How we are made up of internally, that is structurally, are the internal features. So anatomically and morphologically, how do we get a proof of evidence we are going to see today? All right. Now, let me tell you, there is one same structure. Okay, this is just conceptual diagrams for you to understand. There is one set of same structure, एक ही structure है, but वो different functions के लिए evolve हो गया है. There is one structure, anatomically one structure, which is adapted to different functions. किसी ऑर्गेनिज्म में वो फ्लाइंग के लिए अडेप्टेड है, किसी ऑर्गेनिज्म में रनिंग के लिए अडेप्टेड है, किसी ऑर्गेनिज्म में ग्रास्पिंग के लिए अडेप्टेड है, किसी ऑर्गेनिज्म में स्विमिंग के लिए अडेप्टेड है. सो आई कैन हैव n number of functions over here: flying, swimming, grasping, running. So the anatomically the internal structure is same. Morphologically, though they may appear different, but उनका internal structure same है, and they have diverged. They have diverged. This same structure has diverged to perform different functions in different environmental conditions. They have adapted. उनके environment के हिसाब से वही structure बहुत सारे काम कर सकता है. Means a multitasking person. Okay, one person can do this also, can do this also. एक ही structure है but बहुत सारे functions perform कर रहा है. We call it homology. Homo means same, logy means origin. Okay, this does give us an evidence कि एक common ancestor होगा जिसमें से ये different organisms develop हुए होंगे and they are performing different functions. This same structure gives us an evidence of a common ancestor, and because this is one structure diverging for different functions, एक चीज diverge कर रही है अलग अलग functions perform करने के लिए. This is also called divergent evolution. You will remember it by one point which is diverging into many ways, one structure which is diverging to perform variety of functions in different organisms is called divergent evolution. Important MCQ. Homology means एक structure है, anatomically structural similarity है, morphologically though they may appear dissimilar, but इनका anatomy is different. That is called, anatomy is similar, morphology is different. These are called homologous organs. Homologous organs. Homo means same, logos means origin. They have originated from the common ancestor. So it is giving us an evidence of evolution. हम examples देखेंगे homologous organs से. Contrary to the homology or opposite to the homology is analogy. Okay, analogy suggests, or analogy is different functions, different structures, different organisms Okay, different structures, different organisms are converging to perform a same function. Exactly ulta hai, dekho iska. This is suggesting that the same structure is performing different functions, whereas analogy means different organisms with different structures are performing the same function. Why are they performing the same function? To adapt to the environment. To adapt best to the environment so that they survive. So अलग-अलग features, okay? Now we are terrestrial. अगर यहाँ पे flood आ जाता है and पानी में रहना पड़ा, तो humans evolve कर सकते हैं as swimmers. Because जिनको swimming आएगी वो survive करेंगे, जिनको नहीं आती है वो धीरे-धीरे सीखेंगे. Alright? So swimming can be adapted. ऐसे ही features adapt करके they can perform the same function, although they have different structures, they are different organisms, but same structure, same function perform करते हैं. These will be analogous organs. Okay, ana means different, logos means origin. So analogous will be different origin. Okay, analogous will be different origin. Homologous is same origin. Analogous is different origin, but they are converging to perform the same function. Now, these all are converging at one point. So we call it convergent evolution. Convergent evolution. बहुत सारे organisms आ रहे हैं to perform the same function. So from different areas, different organisms are coming, but when we see their function, they are functionally similar. So same function, different organisms with different structures is analogy. Because these variations are coming, varied organisms are coming, they are meeting up to perform the same function, they are performing the same function, it is convergent evolution. Alright? Whereas this is one structure diverging to perform many functions. बहुत सारे MCQs आते हैं homologous और analogous organs से. I will be giving you examples of homologous and analogous organs. You have to solve the MCQs. MCQs में rule out करने के लिए आता है, match करने के लिए आता है कौन सा organ किसके साथ homologous होगा. So we will see this with the examples. But basic, अगर आपको एक example नहीं भी पता है, तो basic आपको ये concept लगाना है उसके पीछे. You have to apply this concept that same structure रहेगा और different functions perform कर रहा है, या different organism है, different structures है but same function perform कर रहा है, तो वो analogy होगा. Alright, so homologous and analogous evolution. Now one more MCQ over here. Which one amongst homologous and analogous is more important in the evidence of evolution? Yes. Which one will be more important in the evidence of evolution? It is the homology which gives us a good proof of evolution. Because homology is supporting a common ancestor over here. It is definitely giving us a clue of a common ancestor. So एक common ancestor से ये सब structures evolve हुए हैं to perform different functions in different organisms. Homology is more important in the study of evolution, in the evidence of evolution as compared to analogy. Important MCQ for you all to remember. So let us see some common examples which explain homology. Homology means similar structural anatomy. Similar structural anatomy but different functions because of adaptation to different environments to perform different functions to survive. Alright. So now the forelimb means hamara upper arms. Okay. These are the forelimbs. The legs will be the hind limbs. The forelimbs in case of humans, in case of the cheetah, in case of the whale, in case of the bat, as well as in case of the birds. Okay, in case of birds, in case of lizards, all these 4 limbs, in case of all these vertebrates, it shows सिमिलर स्ट्रक्चर मीन्स सबके फोर लिम्ब में एक ह्यूमरस रहता है, रेडियस रहता है, अल्ना रहता है, कार्पल्स रहते हैं, मेटाकार्पल्स रहते हैं और phalanges रहते हैं. The four limbs of all these organisms, they show a humerus, radius, ulna, carpals, metacarpals, phalanges. See, but see how distinctively they are arranged. So it gives us an evidence कि एक common ancestor रहा होगा and these structures have arranged themselves to adapt to the environmental conditions in which they have to survive. See here, humerus का length कितना कम हो गया है. The radius ulna also have reduced. This is in the whale. It has to perform the function of swimming. This is in the bat. See the length of the phalanges over here. The finger bones, they are extended. They are forming the wing of the bat because it has to fly. This is of a human being, you know. Alright? But anatomically, अब morphologically ये सब structures dissimilar दिखते हैं. जब हम विंग देखेंगे बैट का तो वी कैन नॉट इमेजिन कि इसमें ह्यूमरस, रेडियस, अल्ना, कार्पल्स, मेटाकार्पल्स, phalanges होंगे. So morphologically they may appear dissimilar, but anatomical similarity रहेगी and they are performing different functions. So एक structure anatomically similar है, has adapted to perform different functions, to adapt to different environmental conditions. That is called homologous structures or homologous organs. Same structural anatomy performing different functions. एक example है of the four limb bones of all these vertebrates, including the birds and lizards, which is not mentioned in your NCERT. So just mention it. All right. They will have all these bones. You all know the four limb bones. So वो सारे bones चीता में भी रहेंगे, whale में भी रहेंगे, bat में भी रहेंगे. But morphologically ये different दिखेंगे and different functions they are performing. But anatomical similarity है. Their structural organization is different, but structures सारे हैं उनमें. All right. Next example is from the plants. Okay. In case of bougainvillea and in case of cucurbita, this is the stem part. This is the axile. From the axile, you may have thorns. You may have thorns from the axial part. Thorns निकल सकते हैं, which is an anti-grazing property, or you can have tendrils. You can have tendrils, which are the climbers, which is the climbing property. So here they will be the climbers. That is the tendrils. And here in bougainvillea, they will be the thorns, which will have the anti-grazing property. It is going to prevent the grazers, the grazing animals. So again, example of homology. Same structure है, okay? Same structure है, but it's performing different functions. It is structurally similar. Now, one more example is of all the vertebrates, heart and brains. सारे जो vertebrates हैं, उनका heart और brain ये structurally, anatomically बहुत ज़्यादा similar है. But it has developed specializations depending on the different needs. The brain and the heart have developed specializations depending on the different needs of the organism. But if we actually see the structure of all the vertebrate heart and brains, they are anatomically similar. Next is the example of all our flowers. All our flowers are going to have petals, sepals, carpels, stamens, okay? But they have different functions. उनका size अलग है, उनका color अलग है, morphologically different रहेंगे, but anatomically same structures रहेंगे. So these all organs are called homologous organs. Same structure diverging to perform different functions is called divergent evolution. It is adapting, so इसको adaptive radiation भी बोलेंगे. Adaptive. We will speak of adaptive radiation in further also in the lecture. Adaptive radiation. It is diverging to perform different functions to adapt to the environment. So ये radiate हो रहा है different lines में adapt करने के लिए. It is also called adaptive radiation. We will see this in more detail, that is adaptive radiation. Here you have to understand homologous organs. You have to understand homology. बहुत सारे MCQs आएंगे where you have to match the pair कि इनमें क्या सिमिलैरिटी रहेगी, तो 4 लिम्ब बोन्स सेम रहेंगे, कौन से एनिमल्स रहेंगे, क्या क्या फंक्शंस परफॉर्म करेंगे. नाउ ह्यूमंस में इट इज ग्रास्पिंग, हियर इट इज रनिंग, इन द चीता, इन द व्हेल इट इज स्विमिंग, इन द bat it is flying. So different functions, same anatomical similarity. Okay, in the plants also, bougainvillea, cucurbita, MCQs for match the following. Then vertebrate heart and brains, all the flowers, all these will be examples of homologous organs. Homo means same, logos means origin. It is giving us an idea of a common ancestor जिनसे ये सब evolve हुए होंगे. क्यों evolve हुए हैं? Adapt होने के लिए to the environment, to the surrounding. They have taken up different lines. So इसको adaptive radiation भी बोलते हैं. They are radiating from one line to different lines. They are radiating from one point to different points. So it is also called diverging. They are diverging. They are radiating. They are radiating to adapt. So it is also called adaptive radiation. MCQs में ये भी आता है. Adaptive radiation with you have to match homologous organs and not the analogous ones. Homologous organs adaptive radiation दिखाते हैं. Divergent evolution homologous organs के साथ match होगा. Whereas with analogous organs, convergent evolution match होगा, where different organisms converging at a point to perform same function. We will see the examples of analogous organs now. See the analogous organs now. Analogous will be different organisms, different structures, but they are performing the same function. So they are structurally different. I can put it as they are structurally different but functionally similar. Again, they are performing the same function to adapt to a similar habitat in which these structurally different organisms are living. Alright, so analogous organs will be structurally different but functionally similar. अब एक मिसकंसेप्शन यहाँ पे क्या होता है, जहाँ पे स्टूडेंट्स हमेशा गलती करते हैं MCQs में. एनालॉगस ऑर्गन्स एक्सटर्नली सिमिलर दिखते हैं, इसीलिए हम उनको होमोलॉगी में मार्क कर देते हैं. एनालॉगस ऑर्गन्स दे अपीयर सिमिलर एक्सटर्नली, लाइक कंसिडर द विंग्स ऑफ एन इंसेक्ट और अ बटरफ्लाई और अ बर्ड और अ बैट. ये सब एक्सटर्नली सिमिलर दिखते हैं, बट स्ट्रक्चरली दे आर डिफरेंट. फंक्शनली सिमिलर है, एक्सटर्नली सिमिलर है. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, MCQ में कंफ्यूज नहीं होना है. ये एक्सटर्नली सिमिलर है, इसीलिए वी फील दैट दीज ऑर्गन्स हैव अ सेम ओरिजिन, बट नो. ओके, नो, they have a different origin. Wings of a butterfly, wings of an insect, wings of a bird, wings of a bat. हमने डिस्कस किया कि बैट के विंग्स में ह्यूमरस, रेडियस, अल्ना, कार्पल्स, मेटाकार्पल्स सब होंगे. सिमिलर इज विद द बर्ड. द बर्ड विंग इज गोइंग टू हैव ह्यूमरस, रेडियस, अल्ना, कार्पल्स, मेटाकार्पल्स, पैरेंजिस. Whereas insects का या butterflies के wings will be made up of only appendages, only chitinous skeleton. Okay, only appendages. These will be lightweight. They will be made up of only appendages and no bones. Only appendages. They will be chitinous structures, only appendages, no bone. Important for MCQ. Wings of insects, of butterflies. But when we see, it is a misconception. हम confuse हो जाते हैं because ये externally similar होते हैं. I am again underlining this point, external similar. But structurally they are different. Okay, structurally they are different. Externally they are similar. Structurally different है, same function perform कर रहे हैं, हो जाएंगे analogous organs. Different structures in different organisms performing the same function. They are coming to a point, performing the same function is convergent evolution. Alright, variations are coming and meeting at a point because वो एक same function बना रहे हैं, they कर रहे हैं, हम उनको एक point पे लाके जोड़ सकते हैं. So that is convergent evolution. But analogous organs or analogy do not trace a common ancestry. They do not trace a common ancestry, important point. Hence, they are not significant in evolution. They do not play a significant role in evolution. So homologous or analogous में से evolution में significant role homology is going to play, not analogy. Important MCQ. I hope you have understood. जैसे वहां पे हम कॉमन एंसेस्टर से स्ट्रक्चर्स ट्रेस कर पा रहे थे, यहाँ पे वैसा नहीं है. डिफरेंट स्ट्रक्चर्स, डिफरेंट ऑर्गेनिज्म, बहुत सारी वेराइटी है बट सेम फंक्शन परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं. ऑलराइट, सो वन एग्जांपल, अ वेरी क्लासिक एग्जांपल जिसमें कंफ्यूजन होता है बिकॉज एक्सटर्नल मॉर्फोलॉजी इतनी सिमिलर है, एक्सटर्नल सिमिलैरिटी इतनी ज्यादा है. विंग्स ऑफ इंसेक्ट्स और बटरफ्लाइज कंपेयर टू द विंग्स ऑफ बर्ड्स, कंपेयर टू द विंग्स ऑफ बैट्स, which will have different skeletal structures, and these will have no bones at all. This will have just appendages, only the chitinous part. All right, they will be lightweight. So these are structurally different but morphologically similar दिखते हैं, function same है. MCQ में आता है analogous organs, structurally different, morphologically similar, functionally similar. You will have to match the following with these. Okay, morphologically means external appearance में similar but structurally different. Second is the eyes of octopus and mammals. इसमें the function is same but the arrangement, the structural parts of all the eyes are different in these two. Octopus is a mollusk. In this mollusk and in the mammals, there is structural dissimilarity, but the function which the eyes of both are doing is same. Next is the flippers of penguins and dolphins. Flippers are those rubbery paw-like structures which are required for swimming. Okay, so ये structurally different रहेंगे penguin में और dolphin में, but functionally same रहेंगे. Both are performing the function of swimming. Next example is of the sweet potato and the potato. We all know that they grow under the ground. But in sweet potato, it is the root modification, and in the potato, it is the stem that is modified, and they do the function of carbohydrate storage. वो जो part हम खाते हैं, okay, we say that potato and sweet potato is rich in carbohydrates because we are consuming that part. So sweet potato में it is the modification of the root, whereas potato में it is the modification of the stem. Important MCQ. स्वीट पोटैटो के साथ रूट मार्क करना है, पोटैटो के साथ स्टेम मार्क करना है. कार्बोहाइड्रेट स्टोरेज का फंक्शन करते हैं. दे आर एडिबल पार्ट. ओके, बट स्वीट पोटैटो में इट इज द रूट पार्ट, पोटैटो में इट इज द स्टेम पार्ट. नेक्स्ट इज ऑफ द ट्रकिया ऑफ इंसेक्ट्स एंड द लंग्स ऑफ वर्टिब्रेट्स. ओके, इंसेक्ट्स में ट्रकिया रहेगा, वर्टिब्रेट्स में लंग्स रहेंगे. बोथ आर डूइंग द फंक्शन ऑफ रेस्पिरेशन. Both are doing the function of respiration, although structural dissimilarity है, but they do the function of oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange. They are performing the function of respiration. Important MCQs with all these examples of analogous organs. Analogy means structurally dissimilar, functionally similar, although external morphology similar रहती है. Alright, so structurally different, functionally similar, same habitat. Now this has happened because different organisms have to perform a same function एक habitat रहने की वजह से. So same habitat है, externally similar रहेंगे, इसीलिए confuse होता है ये, but this concept should be clear with you now. Alright, they do not trace a common ancestry, do not have a significant role in evolution, and because different structures, different variations are coming and performing the same function, एक point पे मिल रहे हैं, we call it convergent evolution, where different parts are coming and converging to a point. So just write down all these examples, and I hope you should be clear with analogous and homologous organs now. So we've spoken of divergent evolution. That is, one structure is diverging to perform different functions. Okay, divergent evolution, homology. We have spoken of convergent evolution, different organisms converging to perform the same function. ये दोनों adapt करने के लिए ही कर रहे हैं. Now there is one more type which does not follow divergence as well as convergence. That is parallel evolution. Parallel. There is no divergence, there is no convergence. Okay? Evolution of some species is going on parallelly to adapt to the environment. They don't have any structures similar to them, to other organisms. They don't have any functional similarities. Parallel evolution हो रहा है. So two related species evolve similar specialization to same sort of habitat, but independently. Independently, they are not related to other organisms. Alright, so two related species evolve similar specialization to same sort of habitat but independently is parallel evolution. Not very much in depth for y'all, but the term you should know. One is divergent, वो हमने डिस्कस किया है डेप्थ में. वन इज कन्वर्जेंट, हमने डिस्कस किया है डेप्थ में. द अदर वन इज पैरेलल, वेयर नाइदर इट इज गोइंग टू डाइवर्ज, नाइदर इट इज गोइंग टू कन्वर्ज. दो स्पीशीज का स्पेशलाइजेशन, उसका अडेप्टेशन इंडिपेंडेंटली चलने वाला है, इररिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ द अदर ऑर्गेनिज्म. ऑलराइट, सो दिस इज पैरेलल एवोल्यूशन. इसको ऐसे ही सिंपल डायग्राम्स से यू हैव टू रिमेंबर दीज टर्म्स. नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, homologous organs, analogous organs, convergent, divergent, parallel evolution is important from your state board exam point of view also. तो जैसे हमने points लिखे हैं homologous के, जैसा diagram बनाया है, जो examples लिखे हैं, that much will be sufficient for you to write your answer in your state board exam, which can ask about what are homologous organs and analogous organs, described with examples, or what is divergent evolution and convergent evolution, again described with examples. Or you may also get it as differentiate between homologous organs and analogous organs. So after you are done with this much part, you should be able to write these board exam questions. Okay, so अपने notes उस हिसाब से बनाओ, so that during the day of board exam, one day before your board exam, you just have to see your notes and move on. You will be definitely able to write, I promise you. All right. Having discussed of homologous and analogous organs, let me discuss a third set of type of organs, which also indicates, which also gives us a proof of anatomical and morphological basis of evidence. Okay, evidence के proofs में anatomical and morphological form जो है, vestigial organs भी हमको एक proof देते हैं कि evolution हुआ है. Alright, these vestigial organs, they are imperfectly developed in today's generation. They are degenerated structures. ये धीरे धीरे degenerate होते जा रहे हैं. Imperfectly developed हैं. They are underdeveloped. They are rudimentary. Rudimentary is the term used. Underdeveloped is the term used. They are imperfectly developed is the term used. They are degenerated structures which are non-functional today. Which are non-functional today. But in the ancestors, or in some organisms, in related organisms, they are perfectly developed. एकदम perfect है. They are not degenerated and they are functional. Yeah, they were functional. So if we trace back our ancestors, we will see that these organs which are vestigial today, which are not imperfectly developed, which are imperfectly developed today, were perfectly developed previously, historically, and were functional also, were very much functional. This again is giving us that we have evolved from our ancestors. Ancestral history को फिर से ये indicate करता है. जैसे homologous organs एक common ancestry को denote कर रहे थे, support कर रहे थे, वैसे ही vestigial organs भी एक common ancestor को support करते हैं. Now, for example, we human beings, okay? We human beings. Nictitating membrane is non-functional in us now. This is the nictitating membrane which forms the third eyelid. It is non-functional now. Then the third molars, the wisdom teeth, okay? धीरे धीरे wisdom teeth आना बंद हो गए हैं because they are non-functional now. So, अभी की generations में तो wisdom teeth, that is the third molar, okay? It is not coming only. Out of the 4 third molars, many of you also will have only 1 or 2 or not at all. Alright? So, third molars are becoming extinct. They are vestigial. Alright? Canines are not sharp. Because we are not eating raw food, हम shearing and tearing का action नहीं करते हैं. तो ये जो canines हैं, वो blunt हैं अभी. अगर हम हमारे एंसेस्टर्स देखेंगे तो canines were very much sharp because they used to eat raw food. They were not having cooked food. So हमारे canines अभी sharp नहीं है. The tail is now vestigial because of the erect posture. अब tail की जरूरत नहीं है because we all are standing erect now. The tail has become vestigial. धीरे धीरे rudimentary होती गई. Okay, the coccyx bone. Then vermiform appendix or the cecum. Because we are not consuming raw food, cellulose digestion की उतनी जरूरत हमको नहीं है. So धीरे धीरे ये structures vestigial होते जा रहे हैं, non functional हो गए हैं, rudimentary हो गए हैं. Now they are underdeveloped. But because we still have some remnants of these structures, because we still have some remnants of these structures, it does indicate that we have descended from our ancestors. ये हमको एक we have descended from our ancestors because we still have these structures which are non-functional. तो ये क्यों है? Because ये पहले functional थे. When human beings were herbivores, they were eating raw food. That time canines were very sharp. Okay, vermiform appendix and cecum were functional. When they were not erect, the tail का काम था, tail was functional. But now all these have become non-functional. They now come under the category of vestigial organs. But previously they were very much functional, they were very much perfectly developed, and this is giving us an ancestral origin ka support. It is supporting ancestral origin. Alright, so this is about the evidence of evolution in anatomical and morphological terms. Now let us quickly discuss the molecular and biochemical evidence of evolution. You all know that all living organisms are made up of cells. The cell is the structural and functional unit of all living organisms. So ये भी एक ancestor की तरफ हमको लेके जाता है. It is definitely taking us to our ancestors because वहाँ से हम आए हैं. We do have the cells which our ancestors had. The structure of cells is similar in all living organisms. The cell organelles are similar. The basic processes which a cell does are similar. You all know this. The catabolic activities which it is performing, the synthesizing of the different molecules which it is doing is all similar in all the living organisms. This takes us back to a common ancestral origin. The ATP is the energy source in all living organisms. This is definitely giving us a cue. इतनी similarity सारे living organisms में है जो basic structural और functional similarity है. Alright, so we have got it from our ancestors. We have seen कैसे cell आया, how a single celled organism was formed. Alright, in the origin. Next, our proteins, our genes, they all perform the same function as other life forms. सारे living organisms में proteins and genes are performing the same function in all the diverse organisms. Again, it is giving us an idea of a common ancestor. It is definitely giving us an idea of a common ancestor. So this is surely evidence of evolution, which we call it as molecular and biochemical evidence of evolution. Okay, students, now let us see the biogeographical evidence of evolution. Okay, हम अब देखेंगे biogeographical evidence of evolution. All right. So now, what is biogeography? What is biogeography? Biogeography is the study of range and distribution of plants and animals throughout the world. कौन सा प्लांट कहाँ पर डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड है, कौन सा एनिमल कहाँ पे डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड है. बायोजियोग्राफी इज द स्टडी ऑफ दिस. लाइक एलिफेंट, दे आर फाउंड इन इंडिया एंड अफ्रीका. So India and Africa are land of animals. That is the biogeographical distribution of elephants. So biogeographical distribution is the study of distribution of life forms, including the plants and animals, throughout the various parts of the world. So biogeographical distribution, to explain this, let me tell you a story again. This chapter I told you is going to be full of stories, is going to be full of flowcharts for better understanding. Okay? So let me tell you a story. एक छोटी सी bird थी. There was one bird which was black. There was one small bird which was black. It was called finch. Okay, it was living in the mainland of South America. This small bird was living in the mainland of South America, and it was a grain eating bird or a seed eating bird. ओके, ग्रेन ईटिंग या सीड ईटिंग बर्ड थी, छोटी सी बर्ड थी, ब्लैक कलर की थी, इन द मेनलैंड ऑफ साउथ अमेरिका. नाउ some of the birds from here flew to the islands in the west coast of South America. साउथ अमेरिका के वेस्ट पे कुछ आइलैंड्स थे. दे वर कॉल्ड द गैलापागोस आइलैंड्स. गैलापागोस आइलैंड्स. Some of these birds flew from the mainland, that is your native land. Okay, हम जहाँ born हुए वो हमारा native land होता है. अगर मैं आज यहाँ से if I go and if I have to stay in the tundras, मुझे कुछ special adaptations करने पड़ेंगे. वहाँ के लोगों के पास कुछ special adaptations होते हैं जो हम लोगों के पास नहीं होंगे. They have evolved so. All right, persons living at high altitude, हमने देखा है उनका RBC count ज्यादा रहेगा. They have evolved so. The progeny which they will reproduce, okay, उनके जो children रहेंगे उनमें भी high RBC count रहेगा, because they have evolved to stay in those conditions. So come back to my story now. एक small bird in the mainland of South America just flew to the Galapagos Islands. These are very small islands. They are separated by a very small gap. अब ये बीच में पूरा water है, बीच में पूरा water है, ये छोटे छोटे islands हैं, okay, at the west coast of South America. Now the birds which flew here to the islands, okay, environment change हो गया. There is change in environment. There is change in the resources now. There is change in the environment, that is the habitat and the resources. जो seeds, जो grains यहाँ mainland में मिल रहे थे, वो अब यहाँ नहीं मिल रहे हैं. ये islands पे नहीं मिल रहे हैं. So these species started evolving. Islands पे जो available है उसको एक्सप्लोर करना चालू किया, उसको एक्सप्लॉइट करना चालू किया. दे स्टार्टेड एक्सप्लॉइटिंग द एनवायरनमेंट. फॉर व्हाट? फॉर सर्वाइवल. फॉर सर्वाइवल. नाउ फूड तो चाहिए सर्वाइवल के लिए. दे वांट फूड फॉर सर्वाइवल. व्हाट दे वर ईटिंग ऑन द मेनलैंड इज नॉट अवेलेबल ऑन द आइलैंड्स, बिकॉज एनवायरनमेंट कंप्लीटली चेंज हो गया, रिसोर्सेज कंप्लीटली चेंज हो गए. तो यहाँ पे जो अवेलेबल है अब वो खाना है. ऑलराइट, तो यहाँ पे जो अवेलेबल था, उनकी जो बीक थी, यू ऑल नो दैट बर्ड्स हैव बीक. देयर बीक्स वर नॉट एबल टू टेक इट प्रॉपर्ली. जैसे अगर उनको नेक्टर खाना था तो दे कुड नॉट टेक द नेक्टर, दैट इज द सैप, द जूस ऑफ द प्लांट्स. ऑलराइट, दे कुड नॉट ईट द इंसेक्ट्स व्हिच वर प्रेजेंट ऑन द आइलैंड. सो दे इवॉल्व्ड. जेनेटिक वेरिएशंस हुए यहाँ के पेरेंटल स्पीशीज में. नाउ आई विल कॉल दिस एज द पेरेंटल स्टॉक और द पेरेंटल स्पीशीज. ओके, जो यहाँ पे नेटिव मेनलैंड पे थे, उसमें से यहाँ जो गए, यहाँ जो बर्ड्स गए, दे स्टार्टेड एक्सप्लोरिंग, दे स्टार्टेड एक्सप्लॉइटिंग, एंड वहां जो मिल रहा था, दे हैड टू कंज्यूम दैट. दे हैड टू कंज्यूम दैट टू सर्वाइव, टू रिप्रोड्यूस. So they underwent certain genetic changes, and their beak, the shape and the size of their beaks changed. So ये जो original parental stock था, उसकी beak अगर ऐसे थी, original parental stock था, उसकी beak अगर ऐसे थी, okay, from that these various types of beaks evolved. See here, this type, this type, this type, this type, this type, and many more. Because they were exploiting. To avoid competition, resource partitioning हो गया. Different groups, they took on different exploitation and they started feeding themselves. So gradually उनकी beak evolve हो गई. Gradually we saw evolution in the beaks. But ये कॉमन एंसेस्टर खत्म नहीं हुआ, ये एक्सटिंक्ट नहीं हुआ, सिर्फ ये एवोल्यूशन हुआ. ये एवोल्यूशन क्यों हुआ? बिकॉज ज्योग्राफी चेंज हुई. एक एरिया से ये दूसरी एरिया में आए. मेन लैंड छोड़ के दूसरे लैंड पे गए, ज्योग्राफी चेंज हुई, तो इनकी बीक्स इवॉल्व हुई। क्यों इवॉल्व हुई? बिकॉज वहां पे जो अवेलेबल फूड सोर्सेस थे, वहां पे जो अवेलेबल रिसोर्सेस थे, दे हैड टू यूटिलाइज दैट to survive and to reproduce. All right, survival of the fittest and survival of the one who is able to reproduce. So geographical radiation बोलेंगे इसको। ये नेटिव मेनलैंड से ज्योग्राफिकली रेडिएट हो गए दूसरे लैंड पे। Environment change हो गया, follow the flow chart and you will understand and you will be able to write it also. All right, environment change हो गया, geography change हुई, environment change हो गया, उस एरिया में जो रिसोर्सेज प्रेजेंट है अब वो चेंज हो गए, वो रिसोर्सेज यूटिलाइज करना है, वहां पे अडेप्ट करना है सर्वाइवल के लिए। सो टू यूटिलाइज दीज रिसोर्सेज कुछ अडेप्टिव चेंजेस होंगे, दीज आर कॉल्ड अडेप्टिव रेडिएशन। अडेप्टिव रेडिएशन, let me go the reverse way now. Actually, Darwin, when he was in his voyage is a ship journey. When he was in his voyage, the ship name was HMS Beagle. Important MCQs with these, okay? He was traversing around South America. That time he visited the Galapagos Islands. ये नाम हमने अबिंगडन टॉर्टोइस के साथ भी सुना है in the interaction between populations. Do you remember Abingdon tortoise? Okay, in the Galapagos Island, he found these finches with different types of beaks. He saw these finches with different types of beaks. He observed them and he observed that some of the finch was eating vegetarian seeds. Okay, so one was eating vegetarian seeds. Second was eating, these seeds were like big. Second was eating small seeds. The third was eating insects, which we called warblers. Fourth was just surviving on nectar. So he saw that जिसकी beak different है, वो different resource utilize कर रहा है. All right. On investigating further, he found out that actually these have evolved from this parental stock over here in the native mainland of South America. ये जो species evolve हुई है, ये जो beak का size, beak का shape change हुआ है to utilize different resources has actually evolved from a parental stock from here. All right, because of the changed environmental conditions, because of the changed resources, the beak is modified, the beak is evolved. All right, but that does not mean that this parental stock is extinct. It still exists in the mainland, whereas geographically area change हो गई, तो species ने थोड़ा सा खुद को evolve कर लिया. This is again giving us an evidence of evolution, because ये species modify होती जा रही है, genetic variations हो रहे हैं. You all know by different combinations in meiosis, by different recombinations, by different combinations कैसे genetic variations होते हैं. You have done all this in detail, okay? So these species were developed. Follow the flowchart again. Geographically radiate किया species ने, environment change हुआ, resources change हुए, they adapted to survive in the changed resources. So now these were not able to pick up the nectar, they were not able to pick up the insects, so beak को modify किया. Let me give you a common example of this. A person who is not eating spicy food, जो spicy खाना नहीं खाता है, okay? और अगर वो अपनी किसी friend के यहाँ जा रहा है जहाँ बहुत spicy खाना बनता है, initially 2-3 दिन क्या होगा 2-3 दिन? Stomach upset होगा. That person will not be able to eat. But if that is the only option, now you know कि यही option है. You cannot have non-spicy food, वहाँ पे नहीं मिलेगा. It is not available. In your friend's house, spicy food ही है. That is the only option available. धीरे धीरे आप अडेप्ट करना चालू हो जाते हो. Alright? थोड़े टाइम बाद spicy is your new taste. Then you don't like non-spicy food. So that is how आप अडेप्ट करते हो to whatever is available. Whatever is available, the available resources. Alright? Important questions, important MCQs on this. It is also called adaptive radiation. These finches, after the discovery of Darwin, were called Darwin's finches. Darwin's finches. In the MCQs, they are also referred as Galapagos finches. You have to remember that these are birds, small birds, okay, जो native mainland को छोड़ के islands पे गए, environment change हो गया, habitat change हो गई, resources change हो गए, इसीलिए उन्होंने धीरे धीरे evolve किया so that they can use the resources and they can survive. अब ये जो species हैं, इन्होंने यही beak वाले organisms reproduce किए. एक जो बीक वाले पर्टिकुलर स्पीशीज थे, when they reproduced species with similar type of beak. ऐसे उनका पॉपुलेशन बढ़ता गया. So these new species have been formed because of geography, because of geographical isolation from the mainland. Okay, formation of a new species because of geographical isolation from the mainland. Okay, geographical isolation. This term you should know. Formation of new species because of geographical isolation from the mainland. Okay, because now they have shown evolution of genetic differences in a population. एक ही पॉपुलेशन में थोड़े से जेनेटिक डिफरेंसेस होके बीक का शेप और साइज चेंज हो गया. ऑलराइट, evolution of genetic differences in a population in relation to change in habitat and resources, that is in relation to change in geography. जो habitat वो पहले यूज कर रहा था, जो resources वो पहले यूज कर रहा था, have changed now. So in relation to change in the geography, that is to change in habitat and the resources it utilizes, is called allopatric speciation. It is called allopatric speciation. Allo means other, patric means native land. ये terms को समझ लो, you will not get confused. Other than native land, जब speciation हुआ because of geographical variation, this type of formation of new species. Speciation is formation of new species. जब ये new species बनी because of geographical variations, because these organisms migrated from their native land, from their native land. So allo is other, patric is native land. This type of speciation, this type of formation of new species is called allopatric speciation. Now, very important point for MCQ, allopatric speciation does not say कि ये parental stock extinct हो गया. This is still existing. It does not say that the parental stock is extinct. Alright, so this is what we mean by allopatric speciation, important term for MCQs. This is what we mean by geographical isolation. Geographically अगर species अपने native land से isolate हो गई, तो वहां पे जो resources हैं वो उसको utilize करने पड़ेंगे to survive there. Alright, so this is allopatric speciation. इसका opposite now, इसका opposite term is sympatric speciation. Means speciation where there is no geographical barrier. इसका opposite term is sympatric speciation. Sympatric speciation is opposite to allopatric speciation. Not given in your NCERT textbook, but these questions are related to biogeographical evidence of evolution and adaptive radiation. Alright, so sympatric speciation is when there is formation of new species, but उसमें geography का कोई role नहीं है. Mainland से कुछ भी migration diversion नहीं होता है. Whereas allopatric is, allo means other, patric means native land. When organisms are leaving their native land and going, यहाँ से अगर if I am going to the tundra region, then वहाँ पे कुछ ना कुछ changes होंगे. Okay, I am going to evolve to adapt over there, to stay over there. So these will be allopatric speciation. So now I hope this is clear with you. Adaptive radiation means adaptation के लिए radiate कर रहे हैं, adaptation के लिए change हो रहे हैं. ये सब क्यों हो रही है? ये speciation क्यों हो रहा है? To adapt. to adapt to whatever is available. Mirchi wala khana, I cannot eat spicy food, but that is the only available option. So I have to consume it. There is no other. If I have to survive, I have to consume that spicy food. All right. So this is the formation. This is the adaptation which the organisms will show to the changed environmental conditions which are changing because they are not on their native land now. This is called formation of new species, allopatric speciation. This is called adaptive radiation. Darwin's finches, examples of allopatric speciation, example of adaptive radiation, and I can also call it divergent evolution. एक स्ट्रक्चर जो डिफरेंट फंक्शंस के लिए मॉडिफाई कर रहा है खुद को, स्ट्रक्चरली सिमिलर है बट अब खाना अलग अलग टाइप का खा रहा है, डाइवर्जेंट एवोल्यूशन. So these will be examples of divergent evolution, will be example of adaptive radiation, will be example of allopatric speciation. Now let me define adaptive radiation very properly and very systematically for you all. Let me define adaptive radiation, okay? So be careful on the definition now. Follow the flow chart again. Students, this adaptive radiation is again an important question for your state board exam. So if you're following the flow charts, if you are making your notes in the same way, you just have to overlook the flow charts one day before your exam and you will be able to write them, all right? So follow the flow chart. Ancestral species on mainland. Ancestral species on mainland. Geographically isolated from the main population. इस ancestral stock में से कुछ stock चला गया, geographically isolate हो गया, दूसरी जगह पे migrate हो गया, दूसरी जगह पे चला गया. Exploit the new environment. अब ये जो दूसरी जगह पे आ गया है population, it is going to exploit the new environment. It is going to find out new sources where it can stay, where it can utilize the resources and survive. So new challenges. It has to face, it has to overcome the new challenges in the new environment. It has to do something to utilize the new resources which it was not doing previously. So it is going to develop modified morphological structures. It is going to undergo genetic variations. कुछ changes आएंगे morphology में which will enable them to utilize the resources in the new land, in the new environment. So they get adapted over there and they survive, and not only survive but they reproduce also. So this is called adaptive radiation. Adaptive radiation. There is one more example of adaptive radiation which we will discuss now. Alright, to understand the next example of adaptive radiation, we will have to first understand these three terms. Mammals, you know, depending on how they are reproducing, can be divided into monotremes, that is egg-laying mammals. They are going to lay eggs and the eggs get fertilized and hatched outside the body. Second will be the marsupials. These will be pouched mammals. Means an underdeveloped offspring is born and it is kept in the pouch of the mother's belly. Mother की belly में एक pouch रहता है. It's an external pouch where the underdeveloped offspring which is born is kept, and there it is given all the nutrition. And the third one are the placental mammals, that is the eutherians. They, in this, the younger one is going inside the mother's belly, and it is the placenta which is providing all the nutrition during the long span during which the fully developed embryo fully develops, and only after that it comes out from the mother's body. So now we will mostly be speaking of marsupials and placentals. You have to understand that marsupials will be pouched mammals जो एक underdeveloped offspring को ही birth दे देते हैं. The embryo inside is not developing, okay? The zygote inside is not developing completely, but initial stages में ही birth हो जाता है, and there is an external pouch in the mother's belly जहाँ पे उसका nutrition and further growth होता है. Whereas placental will be, it is growing inside the body of the mother, and it is the placenta which is providing the nutrition. Now, again a story, and you are going to remember it as a story only. Alright? See, when the earth was formed, It is believed that all the continents were one structure. आज के जो हमारे कॉन्टिनेंट्स हैं ये सब एक स्ट्रक्चर थे, ऑलराइट, बट सम मेजर फिजिकल डिस्टर्बेंसेस दे सेपरेटेड दीज कॉन्टिनेंट्स. ये सब कॉन्टिनेंट्स सेपरेट हो गए कुछ मेजर डिस्टर्बेंसेस होने के बाद. ऑल दीज कॉन्टिनेंट्स दे सेपरेटेड आफ्टर द मेजर फिजिकल डिस्टर्बेंसेस, ऑलराइट. इसी कॉन्टिनेंट सेपरेशन में ऑस्ट्रेलिया सेपरेट हुआ फ्रॉम द रेस्ट पार्ट ऑफ द अर्थ. ओके, दिस इज ऑस्ट्रेलिया. वी आर स्पीकिंग ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया बिकॉज मार्सुपियल्स यहाँ पे सबसे ज्यादा डाइवर्सिफाई हुए थे, यहाँ पे सबसे ज्यादा ग्रो हुए थे, ऑलराइट. सो ऑस्ट्रेलिया गॉट सेपरेटेड. नाउ दिस इज द कंप्लीट अर्थ. इसमें से ऑस्ट्रेलिया, कॉन्टिनेंट ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया गॉट सेपरेटेड फ्रॉम द रेस्ट पार्ट ऑफ द अर्थ. बाकी के सारे कॉन्टिनेंट्स भी सेपरेट हो गए. यहाँ पे लार्ज वाटर बॉडीज आ गई, लार्ज ओशंस आ गए, लार्ज वाटर बॉडीज आ गई, ऑलराइट. एंड दिस टुक प्लेस एट अप्रोक्सीमेटली अराउंड 120 मिलियन ईयर्स अगो. 120 मिलियन ईयर्स अगो ऐसा हुआ. बट इसके पहले यहाँ पर लाइफ थी, ओके, बिकॉज वी नो कि लाइफ हैज ओरिजिनेटेड बिफोर दीज 120 मिलियन ईयर्स अगो. सो देयर वाज लाइफ ओवर हियर. यहाँ पे अर्थ पे मैमल्स डेवलप हो चुके थे. मैमल्स हैड डेवलप्ड, ओके. इनिशियल मैमल्स जो थे वो एग लेइंग वाले थे. दे वर मोनोट्रीज, ऑलराइट. एंड नेक्स्ट वर द मार्सुपियल्स एंड द प्लासेंटल मैमल्स वर नाउ डेवलपिंग ओवर हियर. प्लासेंटल मैमल्स का डेवलपमेंट हो रहा था, एवोल्यूशन हो रहा था. जब ऑस्ट्रेलिया सेपरेट हुआ तो मार्सुपियल्स जो है वो ऑस्ट्रेलियन लैंड पे चले गए. मार्सुपियल्स दे वेंट ऑन द ऑस्ट्रेलियन लैंड. यहाँ पे ये सबसे ज्यादा डाइवर्सिफाई हुए, सबसे ज्यादा ग्रो हुए. नाउ why the marsupials could grow on this isolated geographical land? Now I will call this isolated geographical land. फिर से geographic isolation. ये कॉन्टिनेंट्स में से ऑस्ट्रेलिया सेपरेट हो गया. यहाँ पे जो सारे ऑर्गेनिजम्स थे उसमें से मार्सुपियल्स सबसे ज्यादा ऑस्ट्रेलिया के मेनलैंड पे चले गए. दिस एरिया विच वी नाउ कॉल ऑस्ट्रेलिया. Whereas there were marsupials over here also on the remaining part of earth, okay. And here the placental mammals were also developing, were also evolving. अब हुआ क्या in the story next now, all right. Now see, एक individual जो पाउच में बेबी को ग्रो कर रहा है उसकी प्रोजेनी जो रहेगी वो वीकर रहेगी as compared to placental mammals. जो अंदर से पूरा फुल्ली ग्रो होके निकल रहा है, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी मोर इफेक्टिव इन द कॉम्पिटिशन. बट बिकॉज ऑस्ट्रेलिया में मार्सुपिलियंस आइसोलेटेड रहे, बिकॉज दे हैड नो कॉम्पिटिशन, दे कुड इवॉल्व, they could grow, they could reproduce. यहाँ पे भी placental mammals आए, but the number was very less. The number of marsupials, that is the pouched mammals, was more in Australia as compared to this part of the earth. So यहाँ से marsupials धीरे धीरे extinct हो गए because of competition from the placental mammals. समझ में आ रहा है? वहां पर marsupials धीरे धीरे extinct हो गए because of competition from the placental mammals. Placental mammals ज्यादा अच्छे evolve हुए. But this being a geographically isolated area, यहाँ पे placental mammals का competition कम था. Marsupials अच्छे से develop कर गए. In no competition, they evolved, they grew, they reproduced. And again, Australia के different geographic areas में, now they grew as different, again speciation हुआ. डिफरेंट जोग्राफिक एरियाज में डिफरेंट ऑर्गेनिजम्स मिले. डिफरेंट जोग्राफिक एरियाज, यू गॉट डिफरेंट स्पीशीज. अगेन एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ अडैप्टिव रेडिएशन, और वी ऑल्सो कॉल इट marsupial radiation. That is the marsupials now when they invaded Australia, अब फिर से कनेक्ट करो, नया लैंड, नेटिव लैंड से नए जोग्राफिकल एरिया में आए. नया लैंड, इन्वायरमेंट चेंज हुआ, रिसोर्सेज चेंज हुए, चैलेंजेस चेंज हुए. ओके, सो अगेन स्पीशिएशन जब एक्सप्लॉइट करते गए डिफरेंट स्पीशीज बनी बिकॉज ऑफ ज्योग्राफिकल आइसोलेशन. एग्जाम्पल ऑफ एलोपेट्रिक स्पीशिएशन. ऑलराइट, सो कौन सी स्पीशीज बनी? There is one beautiful diagram in your NCERT textbook which is showing marsupial radiation. That is एक common ancestor. ये common ancestor है. Okay, this is the common ancestor, and from this you have the wolf, you have the cat, you have the glider, you have the mole, you have the mouse, you have the anteater. Okay, so all these things you got the kangaroo, you got the wombat. From one common ancestor, when it came to a new land, अपना native land छोड़ के नए land को exploit किया, explore किया, habitat change हुआ, resources change हुए, speciation हुआ, different species developed from one common ancestor. Alright, example of allopatric speciation, they developed because of geographical isolation. Example of adaptive radiation, because different geographical area में जाके different species बन रही हैं. Alright, so this again important MCQs. Adaptive radiation, allopatric speciation, geographical isolation, all this is seen by these Australian marsupials. Marsupial radiation also it is called. Now interestingly, let me carry the story further. ये जो marsupials develop हो रहे थे और ऑस्ट्रेलिया में जो placental mammals भी थे, along with these marsupials, there were some placental mammals also. They also developed independently. But दोनों की species, marsupials और placentals की species एक दूसरे को एकदम resemble करती थी. They had similar function. एक function के लिए marsupial में भी species थी, placental में भी species थी. Parallelly adaptive radiation हुआ. Get this very clear. Parallelly adaptive radiation हुआ किसका? Placental mammals का और marsupials का, which are the pouched mammals. Alright, see, जब ऑस्ट्रेलिया geographically separate हुआ from this mainland, तो native land छोड़ के यहाँ पे marsupials आए majority में, placental mammals आए थोड़े से. Marsupials can grow over here because there was less competition from the placental mammals. यहाँ पे ज्यादा competition थी, तो धीरे धीरे extinct होते गए marsupials. Whereas over here the marsupials grew, they evolved, they reproduced. All right, so they evolved, they reproduced. यहाँ पे जो placental mammals थे वो भी evolve हुए, उन्होंने भी reproduce किया. Marsupials की एक species से बहुत सारे species मिले from the ancestral stock, which is the common stock, which is the parental stock. All right, because नया land है, नए challenges हैं, नए food resources हैं, exploit करेंगे, धीरे धीरे morphological changes आएंगे. यही हमने देखा है adaptive radiation में, which are the Darwin's finches, एक example. दूसरा example is the Australian marsupials. We also call it marsupial radiation. So जैसे जैसे ये evolve हुए, वैसे वैसे साथ में but independently, okay, वैसे वैसे उसी टाइम पे but independently placental mammals भी evolve हुए. So marsupials का भी evolution हुआ, different species मिली, placental mammals का भी evolution हुआ, different species मिली. But बाद में जब हमने compare किया तो दोनों बहुत same evolve हुए. I'll write down the examples in the NCERT textbook so that they are very important example for MCQs and you will understand them also. Okay, so look here. जैसे जैसे marsupials evolve हुए into different species, speciation हुआ because geographical area change हुई, allopatric speciation. Okay, अलग अलग species बनती गई, इनके functions अलग अलग थे. अलग अलग स्पीशीज बनती गई, वैसे ही प्लासेंटल मैमल्स भी इवॉल्व होते गए. सो वी कॉल इट पैरेलल अडैप्टिव एवोल्यूशन. पैरेलल adaptive रेडिएशन. दोनों में अडेप्टिव रेडिएशन दिखा, ज्योग्राफी चेंज हुई, नेटिव लैंड चेंज हुआ, स्पीशीज इवॉल्व होती गई, बट स्ट्राइकिंगली सिमिलैरिटीज दिखी प्लासेंटल मैमल्स में और मार्सुपिलियंस में, दैट आर द पाउच्ड मैमल्स. ऑलराइट, यहाँ पे मोल था विच वाज बरोइंग, तो यहाँ पे मार्सुपिलियन मोल था. यहाँ पे माउस था, यहाँ पे मार्सुपियल माउस था. यहाँ पे एंट ईटर था, यहाँ पे भी नुम्बैट था विच इज एन एंट ईटर. यहाँ पे लेमूर था, तो यहाँ पे स्पॉटेड कस्कस था, और बोथ ऑफ देम आर ग्लाइडर्स. यहाँ पे फ्लाइंग स्क्विरल था, यहाँ पे भी फ्लाइंग पैलेंजिस थे. यहाँ पे बॉबकैट था, यहाँ पे टैस्मेनियन टाइगर कैट था. यहाँ पे वुल्फ था, यहाँ पे टैस्मेनियन वुल्फ था. प्लीज सी योर एनसीईआरटी पेज which is having these placental mammals and the marsupial mammals with the diagram. See the similarity. The diagram will actually tell you the similarity. All right, I cannot draw those diagrams over here, but just refer to your NCERT page just now and see the diagram. Strikingly similarities between the marsupial mammals and the placental mammals, जो दोनों पैरेलली इवॉल्व हुए, इसीलिए उसको बोलेंगे पैरेलल अडैप्टिव रेडिएशन. दोनों नेटिव लैंड से न्यू लैंड पे एक्सप्लोर करके डेवलप हुए. नाउ बिकॉज ये प्लासेंटल मैमल्स और पाउच्ड मैमल्स ये साथ में मिलके दे आर टू डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स बट सिमिलर हैबिटेट और सिमिलर फूड हैबिट्स दिखा रहे हैं, वी कैन ऑल्सो कॉल इट कन्वर्जेंट एवोल्यूशन. सिमिलर हैबिटेट है, सिमिलर फूड हैबिट है, इसकी और इसकी, इसकी और इसकी, इसकी और इसकी. लेमूर एंड द स्पॉटेड कस्कस, फ्लाइंग स्क्विरल एंड द फ्लाइंग पैलिंजिस, बॉबकैट एंड द टास्मेनियन टाइगर कैट, wolf and the Tasmanian wolf. Now, when two different organisms, one is a placental mammal, one is a marsupial mammal, they are showing similar function, they are showing similarity, we can say कि ये दोनों converge हो रहे हैं एक point पे, we can call it convergent evolution. Okay, डार्विन की फिंचेस में हम डाइवर्जेंट एवोल्यूशन बोल रहे थे, यहाँ पे हम कन्वर्जेंट एवोल्यूशन बोल रहे हैं, बिकॉज नाउ दीज आर डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स ऑफ ऑर्गेनिजम्स बट सिमिलर फंक्शन दिखा रहे हैं, तो कन्वर्जेंट एवोल्यूशन यहाँ पे. इंपॉर्टेंट एमसीक्यूज विथ दिस अडैप्टिव रेडिएशन एग्जाम्पल, दैट इज द मार्सुपिलियन मैमल्स in Australia. All these are important MCQs. You have to match the following with this. So ये दोनों important है to remember. See this and this is important, easy to remember. Mole and the marsupial mole, mouse and the marsupial mouse. Whereas these last two are also easy to remember. Bobcat के साथ Tasmanian tiger cat and wolf के साथ Tasmanian wolf. You can easily match in the columns. Remains these two. Anteater which is numbat, so you have to remember numbat is the anteater, and lemur के साथ match होगा spotted cuscus. Again, you also have to remember कि कौन सी marsupial variety है, यानी कि pouched वाली है, and कौन सी placental है, because MCQs में ये भी आएगा. So अगर lemur है तो वो placental में आएगा, लेमूर का इक्विवेलेंट स्पॉटेड कस्कस है तो वो पाउच्ड में आएगा या मार्सुपियल में. तो ये चार्ट थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट टू रिमेंबर, बट यू विल हैव टू रिमेंबर इट फॉर इम्पोर्टेंट एमसीक्यूज. एंड ऑल्सो ये पिक्चर्स देखना इसीलिए इम्पोर्टेंट है बिकॉज समटाइम्स इन द एमसीक्यूज दीज पिक्चर्स ऑल्सो कम, सो देन यू हैव टू को रिलेट विद द पिक्चर कि कौन सा है. सो जस्ट सी द पिक्चर्स वंस अगेन. See this part of the lecture once again. If you have any doubts, call me. All right, I will be waiting for your feedback, for your doubts. And I know it's been a long lecture, so just relax, just go through it nicely, just go through your notes, जो flowcharts आपने बनाए हैं, and I'm sure you will understand it better. I'll see you in the next lecture. Okay?